My view about 2027 is that there will be no room for sentiment. The project of removing William Ruto does not allow for sentiment. We will not work with angels. So examine the history of everyone. Fred Matiang'i has his faults, but if he's going to help us remove William Ruto, so be it.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we speak today, we have to agree that William Ruto is waiting for Edwin Sifuna to be sacked. By yesterday, he was expecting a strong statement from the ODM team to sack or maybe to punish Edwin Sifuna for his electric interview that he had at Season TV. Let me just tell you one simple thing. At Season TV, Edwin Sifuna sounded more of opposition than being a broad-based government leader.
Personally, as Sifuna, we want a government that will respect the rule of law, that will respect human rights and the dignity of the people of Kenya.
Does this government do that?
This government surely does not. This government is killing the people. This government does not listen to the people. This is the worst possible government. If you go back to the spirit of the Constitution in 2010, this is the worst possible government we would have envisaged. It's the direct opposite of what we wanted.
And then he sounded more of pro-Baba, but against William Ruto. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we speak here today, William Ruto had expectations actually from the ODM party as far as Edwin Sifuna is concerned. And the major expectation there, it was that Edwin Sifuna probably could be dismissed from the ODM party as the Secretary General. But as we speak today, he's yet to be dismissed.
The youth have spoken in clear and certain terms. Let us not pretend like we don't hear what they are saying. You have heard it, we have heard it, Ruto has heard it. Nobody believes what the president is saying. His actions and words are totally different. And what we have called for in our statement, first of all, is he must publicly speak to his police, publicly, and tell them that he knows what they are doing and Kenyans have asked that he stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to admit that Edwin Sifuna really hit hard. He hit President Ruto very hard. And one thing that Edwin Sifuna did is to echo the voice of the opposition and of Kenyans on the wrongdoings of President Samoei Arap Ruto. So therefore, that is what is informing my point that Edwin Sifuna was expected to be sacked as per to William Ruto's reactions and expectations. But now that is what is informing my point that Ruto was waiting Edwin Sifuna to be sacked. Ladies and gentlemen, if Edwin Sifuna will not be sacked, or as per today, we know that he has not been sacked, then I had to make the following conclusions. Number one, the ODM party led by Raila Odinga is communicating through Edwin Sifuna. All the points that Edwin Sifuna is passing in every interview or in every platform he has to speak, where the media is present more especially, then whatever he's saying there is speaking on behalf of the party and on behalf of Raila Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, we have known Raila Odinga for so many years, finding himself in the opposition. And in this particular one, he has done it uniquely. Despite giving experts to government, Raila Odinga has tried his best to maintain his relevancy within the opposition to some extent. And this relevancy has been maintained through his people appointment, like now the Secretary General, Babu Owino, James Orengo, plus many other leaders. But those who were appointed to join government, they are speaking the other way around, supporting William Ruto, accompanying him to various places and launching projects across the country, even some that are not there. As we speak today, when we look at the behavior of the ODM party and Raila Odinga, it sounds like Edwin Sifuna is more of speaking of Raila Odinga than John Mbadi. But we cannot assume the political games that are always played in this country. Now, number two conclusion that I'm able to make from there, there's a probability that ODM is on way out from the arrangement they had with the broad-based. And they have an excuse. William Ruto failing to achieve the expectations of the 10-point agendas that they had. To end extrajudicial killings. To end abductions. Instead of ending, they have increased. In just a few months, maybe 2, we have had Kenyans, actually within 1.5 months, number of Kenyans have died, almost 60 plus. That is really unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a good excuse to part ways with President William Ruto. And if Ruto is not careful very soon, Raila Amolo Odinga is going to announce probably people are going to resign from government. And the way people have toned it down, talk of Ali Hassan Joho, talk of John Bade, talk of Pio Wandai recently, things are not good. So as we speak today, what I believe that the signs we are seeing from the ODM party, the dissenting opinions from the Secretary General against President William Ruto's side, it's a clear indication that ODM is on his way out if certain things are not done. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see ODM is losing popularity because of the actions by the same government. And as a result, they have probably made a decision that they are not going to suffer for William Ruto. If it is going to continue this way, they have to redeem themselves in the next 2 years, at least to even get some seats, which are going to give them the powers to even negotiate for some things in government come 2027, in whichever arrangement that might happen, in that if Ruto wins or the opposition wins. So, ladies and gentlemen, another thing that I was able to conclude in the scenario where Edwin Sifuna has not resigned, it's that Raila has more conditions that needs to be achieved. Conditions in relation to the arrangement with UDA party. These conditions probably, they can be pushed by such kind of sentiments by Edwin Sifuna, where he's pointing out the mistakes in government, and more calls, more meetings with Raila Amolo Odinga are held by the State House leader. And once this happen, demands are going to be made, conditions met there, because Raila Amolo Odinga has things to achieve also as far as the agreement they had with the UDA party is concerned. Or maybe probably some things have changed. They have reached a point and seen there is something that needs to be done that we did not agree at first. How do we fix it? Edwin Sifuna, go out and speak. And after you've spoken, we are able to get some audience from this person after realizing there's an impact that is being made. Or, I feel strongly that Raila Amolo Odinga has come up with the conclusion that William Ruto has trapped them, in the sense that he's dragging them into the river. He's dragging them along into the river. They're drowning together. So meaning Raila Amolo Odinga has felt, no, we can't drown with President William Ruto. We must be different from this kind of a person. So they're working very hard to look different and actually make more demands to curb the drowning, to find a place to hold themselves, to avoid drowning. In the sense that William Ruto is going with them in that in 2027, they have no option other than working with President William Ruto for them to survive, because the opposition shall have organized themselves. And as we speak today, we know that people are against the ODM party, so there will be no much support from the public, which is usually the strength of the ODM party. So the Raila Amolo Odinga team is trying to redeem themselves from William Ruto's wrongdoings. Another thing I have to speak here, it is that if Edwin Sifuna is speaking this way and Raila Amolo Odinga is supporting, there's no sacking that has happened so far. Then there's a likelihood that the arrogancy within State House has extended to Raila Amolo Odinga's side. Probably is making suggestions and is ignored or is rudely interrupted. As we speak today, the only option Raila Amolo Odinga has is to speak through his people, more especially the Senator of Nairobi, the Secretary General of the ODM party, to warn President William Ruto that I am not the person you think. So therefore, I feel strongly that the arrogancy has caught up with Raila Amolo Odinga, which is making it difficult for him to handle issues from a diplomatic perspective, man to man with William Ruto. Let's agree on this. Let's do that. Let me make a phone call to this kind of a person. Let it happen. Excuse me. I feel strongly that that is what is happening within the arrangement, which is making Raila Amolo Odinga to prefer the radical one. That is using Edwin Sifuna and many other people. Ladies and gentlemen, as we speak today, the kind of sentiments we are seeing from Edwin Sifuna, it's a sign that it's about to get messy and noisy. Why? When someone has a headache, you can't just assume. It can be a symptom of a major problem within your body. When someone has some form of dizziness, it can also be a symptom of a certain problem. So, as we speak today, I'm doing the diagnosis, I'm doing the examination here. And there's a likelihood that there's a major problem within the body of the broad-based government. So therefore, the broad-based government has issues, which I believe strongly are being shown from the noise that you are seeing from the ODM party. I don't know what's your take on the comment section. Feel free to share with me, but that is my opinion. See you next time for more videos.